just to kind of get us started, most of us think of writing as kind of a solo sport, and we're talking about it today as a team sport. So, Lucy, can you kick us off with what benefits you've gotten out of being part of a writing community?
Yeah, tons. I mean, it's been amazing. I've made some great friends. Benefits are, beta readers, bouncing ideas off of each other for sure. We have something called Tappy Hour, a group of us that we do writing sprints, and we just keep each other accountable. And yeah, it's been wonderful. Tons of benefits.
All right, Sue, give us the scoop. The famous journalist. What? See what I did there?
It's been a wonderful experience. As a journalist, I sort of came into this thinking, okay, I know how to write, but can I do an actual novel? And so with me going into the group and the academy, it was great because I was seeing other people that sort of were taking on that same challenge that I was. We were sort of putting our little toes in the water and seeing what was going on. But what's really was great was that I found that when I was having questions about something that was happening, or I didn't understand how to get to this or that, that it was great to be talking with people and finding out that they had the same challenges, because we all were, banging our head at one time or another. And I can say point of view to everybody here, I think, and it being a challenge. But it was great, because sometimes when you are alone, you think you're just the only person that's got problems with it. And when you're hearing from other people talking about them having the same problem, it just sort of gets you back up again, because you can just get so frustrated, you step back and stop writing. And so it's nice when you see other people are doing the same thing and we're all in there together.
Lori, what are your thoughts?
I can think of two great benefits of being part of a writing community. The first one is just a wealth of information that's right at your fingertips. I spend most of my time on Twitter, so I started following as many authors as I could. I follow self-published authors, authors who are with the Lesfic publishers, and I found that most of them are willing to answer questions and share their experiences with you. For example, in my current manuscript, I have a deaf character, and he's not a major character, he's secondary, so he doesn't have a lot of screen time. But I wanted to make sure he was authentic. So I sent it out on Twitter that I was looking for a sensitivity reader. And guess who replied? Me. McGee replied, and she has a deaf cousin, and she was kind enough to offer to read the first few scenes that my character was in. And her feedback was incredibly helpful and eye-opening, because I had some things wrong. And a reader is going to point that out to you. So that's one big benefit. And the other one is what Lucy said. You might find some writers who are willing to beta read for you. I mean, when I started out, I had my wife and I had two friends that would read my works in progress. And I would say, did you like it? They're like, oh yeah, it was good. But they're not going to tell me it sucked, right? They're not going to tell me that there was a problem with the character development or a plot hole. And my first manuscript was a point of view nightmare. I was a head hopping mofo. I was Nora Roberts on steroids. My wife didn't recognize it and my friends didn't, but I bet everybody on this panel would have pointed it out to me and helped me. So, Nora Roberts can get away with it, but I ain't Nora Roberts. So I think those are two big benefits that I've seen belonging to a writing community, is some information that you can get and possibly finding a beta reader, because I think a good beta reader can take your work to a whole nother level.